Good morning guys. Today I'm going to do a mental health facts and myths video with a book that I picked up from the library. This is the book. It is called Issues Today, a resource for Key Stage 3, so it's an educational book, so I'm assuming it's reliable, and it's on mental health obviously. And if you flip to a part of the book, it'll tell you some myths and facts, which I know a lot of people always ask me on my blog to do a myths and facts. I've done myths about anorexia, I've done myths of anxiety, I've done facts of mental health, so I thought today I would go through what this book says myths and facts are. So I hope you enjoy. So we're going to obviously start with myth 1. Myth 1 says mental health problems are rare. That is a myth, obviously. Mental health problems affect 1 in 4 people in 1 year. So it says even if you don't have a mental health problem, you are likely to know someone that has one. So that is a family member, a friend, sibling, cousin, auntie, someone you work with, someone you're at uni with. So everyone is affected by mental health in some shape or form, whether first-handedly or observing. Now, fact 1 is if you use a mental health service, there's a 1 in 3 chance that you lose contact with friends. Now, when I read this fact, I didn't actually like reading it. It's quite a negative fact actually, but it is a fact and it is true that sometimes friends don't understand mental health, they don't like to watch you struggling with mental health, or they don't know how to help, so they get really uncomfortable and they kind of they don't talk to you as much or don't hang out. So that's basically what this says. It's like they don't know enough about how to help, so they kind of just push you away, not purposely, but they do, so you do lose friends over mental health problems. But this book, turning into a positive, actually says that you don't need to be an expert on mental health to be a friend, which we all know. Sometimes just talking to the person, hi, how are you, how was your day, do you want to come do this with me, I'm going to do this, just basic conversation, not even related to mental health, just makes someone feel so much better because they're not going to feel lonely. Myth 2. People with mental health problems are violent. That is clearly a myth. So people with mental health problems are not likely to be violent to other people. People with mental health problems can be violent to themselves. They're more likely to hurt themselves than they are going to hurt other people. And also because of mental health stigma, people with mental health problems are more vulnerable to violence actually. Fact 2. People can recover completely from a mental health problem, and yes, that is true, you can completely recover. This is a fact. Many people can recover completely, and they do recover, like, that doesn't change, people do still recover. So, moving on to myth number 3. You can be open about mental health problems without fearing you'll be treated differently. This is a myth. I would like to think that you could be open about mental health and not be treated badly for it, but unfortunately that's not always the case. So people really don't feel comfortable openly talking about mental health problems. They don't want to tell their friends, family, or people at work, especially when you're applying for jobs. You do just not want to put it like, I just don't like doing it, but you have to. And it says here that 87% of people with a mental health problem have experienced discrimination for opening up. So 87% is a big number of people that have actually been treated differently for telling somebody. Fact 3. On average, people with severe mental illnesses die 10 years younger than people who don't have mental illness. So this again is another fact that I found quite negative in this book, because knowing that you're going to die 10 years younger is not something you want to hear, really, is it? But it says it's not the mental illness that kills, it's the discrimination. So rather than your mental health causing you to die, physical need of that person with mental health tends to be like dismissed because people are more focusing on this rather than this, so it gets missed. So you can have like a higher rate of death from heart attacks, diabetes and cancer, but this is like severe mental illnesses. But obviously another reason why people with mental illness might die younger is the risk of suicide, and because people with mental illness usually get more thoughts of suicide than people that don't. Myth number 4. There's not much you can do to help someone experiencing a mental health problem. That is a myth. If someone you know is experiencing a mental health problem, staying in touch can really help. Like I said earlier, just messaging someone, hey, how are you? What are you up to? Do you want to come hang out? That sort of stuff makes you feel a lot better. So it's small things that friends do. So if someone with a mental illness can't get out of bed, for instance, or you know, they're isolating themselves, just calling in for a visit, sitting with them and just having a chat about normal stuff, that helps a lot. So now we're moving on to fact 4, and fact 4 is that mixed anxiety and depression is the most common mental disorder in Britain. So instead of just having normal like just anxiety symptoms or just depression, majority of the people with mental illness have anxiety and depression put together like this. Number 5, from this lovely educational book, says that people cannot work if they have a mental health problem. Now we all know that that is completely untrue, and that's a myth, because people with mental health issues, even though find it difficult to function daily, we can still actually work. So moving on to our final fact, number 5. So this fact is 90% of people who die from suicide have a diagnosable mental health issue at the time of their death. So this obviously shows that they either didn't receive the treatment and ended up committing suicide, or a lot of people who do commit suicide have mental health issues, which means that suicide is higher among people with mental health problems than people who do not have mental health problems. So I hope you enjoyed watching my video on facts and myths of mental health. There are tons of facts about mental health, there are tons of myths because of discrimination, but unfortunately I can't list them all, as I would be sat here all day. But I really hope this has educated you some more on what mental health is, you know, mental health issues and myths about it, so that you don't use those myths by accident. So if you do have any video ideas for me based on mental health or anything in general, or you want to email me about mental health problems, then feel free to do that. I've left my social media down in the description box. So please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!